Larry Elder, ReliefFactor.com studio. You're suggesting fee for services? And you see, that's the problem. I just saw an article about the mistakes Republicans made over the last decade, and one of them was saying we're going to repeal and replace Obamacare. I've talked with Sally Pipes about all of this. The problem is Republicans don't have the cashews to say the answer is to repeal Obamacare and replace it with free markets. I guess that makes people nervous. Now, you remember when Hillary said in March of 2016 during the campaign that coal workers were going to lose their jobs?
I'm the only candidate which has a policy about how to bring economic opportunity using clean, renewable energy as the key into coal country, because we're going to put a lot of coal miners and coal companies out of business. Right, Tim?
Remember that? Well, Joe Biden said the same thing about natural gas jobs.
To switch gears slightly, Vice President Biden, I'd like to ask you, 3 consecutive American presidents have enjoyed stints of explosive economic growth due to a boom in oil and natural gas production. As president, would you be willing to sacrifice some of that growth, even knowing potentially that it could displace thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of blue-collar workers in the interest of transitioning to that greener economy?
The answer is yes. The answer is yes, because the opportunity for those workers to transition to high-paying jobs, as Tom said, is real. We're the only country in the world that's ever taken great crises and turned them into enormous opportunities.
He would eliminate natural gas jobs. His former boss had a very different position, didn't he, about natural gas?
So we've got to have an all-out, all-in, all-of-the-above strategy that develops every source of American energy. A strategy that is cleaner and cheaper and full of new jobs. Now, a great place to start is with natural gas. Some of you may not have been following this, but because of new technologies, because we can now access natural gas that we couldn't access before in an economic way, we've got a supply of natural gas under our feet that can last America nearly 100 years. Nearly 100 years. And developing it could power our cars and our homes and our factories in a cleaner and cheaper way.
To switch gears slightly, Vice President Biden, I'd like to ask you, 3 consecutive American presidents have enjoyed stints of explosive economic growth due to a boom in oil and natural gas production. As president, would you be willing to sacrifice some of that growth, even knowing potentially that it could displace thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of blue-collar workers in the interest of transitioning to that greener economy?
The answer is yes.
Now, he later on, Joe Biden said, anybody who can throw coal into a furnace, well, anybody that can do that can learn how to program.
I come from a family where, in an area where it's coal mining in Scranton. Anybody who could go down 300 to 3,000 feet in the mine, sure and hell can learn how to program as well.
Really? Anybody that can go down in a mine can learn how to program as well. So don't worry about it when you lose your job.
It's coal mining in Scranton. Anybody who could go down 300 to 3,000 feet in the mine, sure and hell can learn how to program as well. But we don't think of it that way. Even my liberal friends don't. The president asked me to get Detroit out of its problems. Remember Detroit went bankrupt? And he gave me authority to do whatever I needed to do. So I set up with all the agencies, what is all the money out there Detroit could qualify for they didn't ask for. They didn't know how to get it. Didn't know how to get it. The end result was, not just because of me, but because of the team I put together, Detroit got out of bankruptcy. Started to come back. We were able to provide everything from street lighting for them that they didn't know they could have, and to inner city rail, that because 60% of the people had jobs out of town, but only 60%. The people had jobs out of town, where most of them are now, manufacturing jobs.
But the point is, people who lose their jobs in the natural gas industry ought not worry about it, because if you can throw coal into a furnace, well, you can learn how to program. Right, Joe?
I come from a family where, in an area where it's coal mining in Scranton. Anybody who could go down 300 to 3,000 feet in the mine, sure and hell can learn how to program as well.
Joe Biden also has a plan to give driver's licenses to illegal aliens.